is Anushka Sharma and you're watching me on Bollywood Hungama.
Even the dialogue delivery part of it, that's something that the entire Haryanvi bit. In fact, जिस कन्विंसिंग तरीके से आपने सारे अपने डायलॉग्स बोले हैं and that जब अंग्रेजी बोलना ना आवे तो क्यों माँ बहन कर रहा है. Have you seen it in theatre? You've seen the reactions that those dialogues are getting in theatre?
Yeah.
So what was your reaction like?
It was pretty awesome.
That dialogue, it just the entire crowd erupts.
Yeah, laughter.
And just एकदम बिल्कुल that deadpan manner the way you were saying it. And there's several more dialogues and the entire tough element.
There is the shit guy also.
Shit guy.
Yeah.
Sid guy.
Sid guy.
Yeah.
Sid guy.
That's
That's very funny. See, that's the thing, in Haryanvis also, if you've met anyone from Haryana, when you see them, hear them talk, they might be cracking the funniest joke, but it's going to be so flat.
Yeah.
It's not going to be in a rhythm,
Yeah.
And they are so funny, but they're not ever trying to be funny. They're just inherently, they have a great sense of humor.
Naturally.
So I think that's something that also makes people laugh and they find it so endearing, because I think the language is like that.
How much time did you spend in terms of just getting a diction right and?
See, I actually did not have enough time.
Yeah, that's right.
Before the film. The first bout that I was going to shoot was going to be 6 weeks after I started working on the film, which is very little for a film where you have to look like a wrestler, especially for me, who I'm a more petite person, So it was difficult to kind of get into that body frame firstly, to be convincing visually. Then to learn the sport also was a task. And then to learn the Haryanvi was the third bit. So Haryanvi का क्या था कि मैं बिल्कुल भी समय नहीं था ना, because this bout happened later, but scenes so we were shooting pehle se. And I remember the first proper talkie that I had to do was the climax का hospital scene. जहाँ पर मैं ये बोलती हूँ, we are sports person, we never give up. तो वो क्या था कि वो पहला सीन था, and I think that was maybe the 4th or 5th day of shoot.
Okay.
And it's like full on, like एकदम मतलब एक बॉम्ब पाड़ दिया अली ने कि हम ये सीन शूट कर रहे हैं. But so like what I was trying to say was that there wasn't enough time to to live with the dialogue so like for that long. But I feel like मैंने क्या किया था which helped was that I wrote everything like phonetically like how it would be.
जी.
और वो मैंने हिंदी में लिखा था. तो मैं उसको वैसे ही पढ़ा. तो वो कहीं पे जाके मेरे जहन में बैठ गया. तो जब मैं बोलती थी वो वैसे ही निकलता था. Also क्या है कि एक इसको कैरिकेचरिश नहीं बना सकते थे. इट शुड नॉट बी लाइक फेक हरियाणवी. तो कभी कभी होता है थोड़ा वो एक्स्ट्रा ज़्यादा लगने लग जाता है वो ओवर द टॉप. तो वो भी कंट्रोल करना था. तो या इट वाज डिफिकल्ट, बट देन मुझे बड़ा मज़ा आया.
नहीं, वो दिखता है, वो आपने एंजॉय किया. दैट्स समथिंग दैट इज कमिंग अक्रॉस एज वेल. नाउ you have, I think, I spoke to Ali as well. I told him as well about the same thing, that maybe this movie, what it does for the girl child, a lot of these schemes, I think they may not be able to do what this particular film has done, because the reach has been tremendous. When you say that अब छोरियों का time है and अब छोरियाँ जो हैं वो उठेंगी. But at the same time, when you read a few of the reviews and it says that it's being regressive or something, do you find it unfair that rather than looking at the larger picture, just for the sake of maybe having news debates, or just for the sake of criticizing, just for the sake of saying things are picked out and which can be rather unfair at times?
Yeah, I mean, I would have thought that it's unfair and I would have been affected by it if बहुत लोग बोल रहे होते. A huge majority has understood the film and has loved it and understood the character of Arfa and her journey. It's a very small section that has probably not understood this. So it's not like ऐसा कुछ impact मेरे ऊपर हुआ नहीं इस बात का. मैं खुद बोलूँगी कि मैं खुद एक बहुत ही strong independent लड़की हूँ. और मैं हमेशा मुझे जो सही लगता है मैं उसके बारे में बात करती हूँ, जो सही है वो मैं करती हूँ. So जो बहुत कम संख्या में जो लोग हैं who have not probably understood it, that's an opinion. Either they've not understood it or that's how they look at something. But in fact today only I've tweeted about it also. There's a tennis player who has who's just announced that she's pregnant and she and her boyfriend are going to be parents, and she has now taken a break to have a child. And then she said that I'm going to get back like so many other female athletes who have come back and they've gone on to compete at the highest level in their sport.
Right. Mary Kom has done that.
Mary Kom has done that, exactly. So the thing is that a lot of people do that, and a lot of athletes around the world have taken a break, come back after a year and gone and taken their number one spot.
Absolutely.
So that's exactly what Arfa was going to do. It was not the end of the world for her. It was not like अच्छा ये अभी बच्चा हो गया तो उसके बाद मतलब मैं स्पोर्ट गिव अप कर रही हूँ. उसने ऐसा कभी नहीं बोला कि मैं गिव अप कर रही हूँ. वो उस समय पे ओलंपिक्स के लिए नहीं compete कर पाई थी. She would have, if things had happened differently, she would have given birth to the child and she would have gone back to wrestling because she had so much support from her father, from her husband. There was nobody like denying her something that she wants to do. This was a decision she took herself because it was a decision. See, the decision is not कि वो जो लोग हैं वो क्या बोल रहे हैं कि she has decided to go back, she has decided to give up her career. They said, A, she's not giving up her career.
Sure.
B, it's not giving up your career, it's choosing to have a kid that you're pregnant with which is already in you. Right? So वो उसका decision है, that's the right thing to do. And that is, I think, what people have not understood. If things had turned out differently, if what happens in the film had not happened, she would have gone back to playing the sport.
Right.
लेकिन लाइफ बदल जाती है ना उनकी.
बिल्कुल.
माइंडसेट बदल जाता है, लाइफ बदल जाती है, बहुत मतलब ट्रेजेडी हो जाती है घर में. It changes both of them completely.
Correct.
So that is the reason why. So I think maybe कुछ लोग end credit तो बैठे नहीं होंगे, जिनको पता नहीं कि वो वापस जाती है और वापस खेलती है.
Exactly.
तो हाँ, I think sometimes what happens is also कुछ थोड़ा sometimes people jump too soon to conclusion. Even then, even after my explanation or whatever of this whole thing, even after that, if they still feel that it was, then that's a completely personal opinion.
At times, certain criticism, in fact, is there more for the sake of it, and which you feel like really baffled that.
तो अच्छा है ना, impact ऐसा था कि मतलब ये भी करना पड़ रहा है कि मतलब just for the sake of it कुछ बोलना पड़े तो अच्छा है ना, good sign.